We all know that B2B has a little problem with being a little boring. And one of the components of the boring B2B problem is the good old FAQ section. Now, a frequently asked question section is typical on a B2B website. How many people can I bring on the calls with me? Do you have tiered packages? Do you do a la carte or custom? Those are just a few examples. And most of the time, they look like text on a screen. I'm here to flip that and talk to you a little bit about not only how to generate leads with your FAQ section, but also how to turn it into a podcast or vice versa. The problem that we're facing here is that people don't really want to read. Sure, it's easier, it's quicker often to read a short blurb of text, but when it comes to an FAQ section, not all of these questions can be answered in a 1 to 2 second blurb. What I'm suggesting is having both the text and the video. Now, what this is going to do is allow you to create a podcast episode or YouTube video that then doesn't replace but adds on to your FAQ section. In my experience, I've taken over 330 discovery calls, so I have a good idea of the questions that people typically ask. And if you are a B2B service provider or even a SaaS company, you should have at least somewhat of an idea as to what people ask you when you get on a call or before they buy something. So how do you implement a video FAQ section and also drive leads from this video? The first piece of the equation is actually knowing that these are questions that people ask. You do that by asking your audience, and we do it by asking our audience questions. They then ask us the question, we take the question, and then we create a video based on that question. So we know that the questions that we're asking are actually questions people want to know about, right? And you as the founder, the CEO, the marketer, the salesperson, you are not going to understand what it's like to buy something from you. You're not going to understand the beginning of the buyer's journey because you're so far removed from it now. So what you have to do is actually get tangible data, get real questions that people have. You can do this from discovery calls. You can do this from your LinkedIn comment section. You could call a prospect. We actually have client interviews. So not only do we help answer the questions before they buy, we also talk to people once they've already bought to see what questions they might have after or during the process. So all of this comes down to one thing: customer data. In B2B, there's a large problem. The problem is companies are posting about their company instead of posting about their customer, or in this case, their prospect, right? Because you need to meet people where they're at. So to implement a video FAQ, all you have to do is start with a list of frequently asked questions and then create videos around them. I created 15 to 20 different solo podcast episodes, completely scripted, before I ended up getting on camera just talking about whatever it is, that topic I had for the day. Now, in the description of this podcast, whether it's on YouTube or the audio version, I'm going to have a sample script for you. This is going to allow you to take that FAQ question and break it down into an episode. If you're watching this on YouTube or listening to this on the audio platforms, you'll notice that I didn't give you the exact playbook for how to create a video FAQ in the first minute of the podcast or the YouTube video. And there's a reason for that, right? There is a strategy, the same way that you're gonna make a LinkedIn post, the same way that you're gonna write a blog, the same way that you're even gonna create a memo for your team. There is a way that you lay out these videos and lay out the information within the video. And all of that can be systematized and scripted. So I'll have a sample, it's called the solo sample script, and I'll have that in the description of either the audio version or the video version of this video. Finally, to wrap this up, the video FAQ can literally be content. You should be able to take this FAQ video, most likely 3, 5, up to 10 minutes long, no longer than that, right? People don't want to watch this FAQ for 20 minutes, but you should be able to take that and cut that up into clips and put it on your social media platforms, specifically LinkedIn. If you cannot do that, if the FAQ episode does not serve different purposes, then you're not doing it right. You should be able to pull clips, pull moments, and repurpose this episode to be used in other places. So it's not only the video version, it's not only the text version, it's not only the transcript that you have that'll allow your website guy to optimize for SEO, it's also clips to be posted on social media. The big problem in B2B is that we have not just a content problem, but we have a problem with reaching people where they're at. And an FAQ tries to get there, but it's also just a small blurb of text. Can't be repurposed, it's not adaptable. And in the modern age of 2024, there is not a big difference between a B2B consumer and a B2C consumer. Everybody is watching hundreds of videos per day. They're very used to this. And the point of it is not that they watch the entire video. It's not that they binge your FAQ section, though if you do it right, they will. It's just for you to be there talking to them. And this video itself is an FAQ video in our FAQ section on our website. Once we create that, it's going right there, right? So we always practice what we preach at Podcast Principles, and we're advising you to do the same thing. Think out of the box. Take a little bit of time, buy yourself a nice camera, get on video, do something that your competition is not willing to do. It's probably going to be the reason somebody buys from you. Because my competition is not creating video FAQs. They are not turning their entire FAQ section into a series of bingeable podcast episodes. And that will be one of the reasons why people purchase from us and not somebody else. And this is just it. Video FAQs are an example of the modern way to do business and more specifically marketing in 2024. It's about making it as easy as possible to reach a prospect or a customer where they're at. So I advise you to just try one. Take a really easy FAQ. These are things that you should be able to just talk about off the dome and record a 3-minute video. You can set up your phone. There's a 4K setting. You can buy a lavalier mic like this on Amazon for less than $100 and you're off to the races. Just with these simple steps, you already beat out your competition. So I hope you enjoyed this solo episode on how to begin video FAQs. This is part of a series of 3 videos where I go through how to turn text content, in this case an FAQ, into video content. So over the next few weeks, you're going to be seeing 2 more videos about how to do this for your company, your agency, and your business. So my name is Ryan Sullivan from Podcast Principles. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I will catch you on the next one.